In this video, we're going to look at the math of cycle counting. Cycle counting, as you know, is counting a little bit apart, a little bit small number, a number of parts every single day on an ongoing basis to make sure that they are either made accurate or maintained accurately. And where the counts are off, we're going to go in and investigate where the process failed and fix the process. And so hopefully long term, cycle counting can replace the annual physical inventory or periodic inventory. Now, cycle counting uses parts that are categorized as A's, B's, and C's, and the A's, B's, and C's are typically based on the value usage of the parts based on Pareto's law. And so Pareto's law looks at A, B's, and C's as follows. It says for A's, 20% of the items in this case would make up 80% of the value usage, and 30% of the items would make up another 15% of the value usage, and the last 50% would make up 5% of the value usage. And so the A's we count the most, the B's we count next least often, and C's would be the least often. So let's say in our example, we have let's say 10,000 items, okay? So A items would say 20% of those 10,000 or 2,000 of them would be A's, and those we're going to count the most, and let's say we're going to count them 12 times a year, so once a month, and I'm just making this up, so this is the frequency of counts. The B items would be another 30% of the 10,000 or 3,000 might get counted every other month, 6 times a year, and the C items, the last 50% or 5,000, might get counted twice a year, let's say. So then what we end up doing is we multiply across 2,000 or times 12 gives us 24,000 counts. 3,000 times 6 counts a year is 18,000 counts, and 5,000 items 2 times a year is 10,000 counts. So in total, then we would have 52,000 counts. And if we divided that over, let's say, 250 working days in a year, so let's take 52,000 on our calculator, divide it by 250 working days in a year. That means we would have 208 counts per day that we would have to perform, and then we would staff accordingly. But that's what the math of cycle counting is.